Okay, this is a real sad song. Might as well go ahead and get your hankies out right now. 'Cause you're gonna need them. When I first met you, babe, you fed me on chicken and wine. With steak and potatoes, babe, I sure felt fine. Oh, now you feed me a seaweed and alfalfa sprouts and sunflower seeds. I got my doubts cause, baby, you left me with the chicken cordon blues. My stomach's so empty, all I got is food for thought. Sitting here thinking about the 20 pounds of groceries we bought. Got 10 pounds of brown rice and 5 more of beans. 5 pounds of granola. You know what that means. I'm just a regular fellow with the chicken cordon blues. Here's some fat legs for you. I'm starved for affection, baby, I can't take no more. You know this stuff is so weird, the cockroaches move next door. Baby, you see that old dog out in the street, got a big smile on his face, 'cause he let him eat meat. Baby, you left me with the chicken cordon blues. I'm going down to the bakery and I'm going to get me a jelly roll. Maybe a cinnamon roll too while I'm at it. A couple big donuts. Then I'm going to go buy a big plate of lasagna. Wash it down with a chocolate milkshake. Because you know, that is where it's at. Well, I used to wake in the morning for the rooster crowed, searching for soda bottles to get myself some dough. Take 'em down the corner, down to the country store, cash 'em in and I'd give my money to a man named Curtis Lowe. Oh, Kurt was an old man, he had white curly hair. When he had a fifth of wine, he did not have a care. Used to play an old dobro, used to play it across his knee. I'd give Kurt my money, he would play all day for me. Play me a song, Curtis Lowe, Curtis Lowe. I've got you drinking money, tune up your old dobro. People said he was useless, but them people all were fools. 'Cause Curtis was the finest picker who ever played the blues. He looked to be 60, maybe I was 10. Mama used to whip me, but I'd go see him again. Clap my hands and pat my feet and try to stay in time. Could play a song or two, then take another drink of wine. Play me a song, cut it slow, cut it slow. I got your drinking money, tune up your old dobro. People said he was useless, but them people all were fools. 'Cause Curtis was the finest picker ever played the blues. On the day old Curtis died, nobody came to pray. Old preacher said some words and they chucked him in the clay. He spent a lifetime playing the black man blues. On the day he lost his life, that's all he had to lose. Play me a song, cut it slow, cut it slow. I forgot your drinking money, tune up your old dobro. People said he was useless, but them people all were fools. 'Cause Curtis was the finest picker ever played the blues. Kurt Loder was the finest picker to ever play the blues. Here's an old song by Steve Goodman and John Prine. It was all I could do to keep from crying. Sometimes it seems so useless to remain. You're the one that always tried to change me. That's the reason I will always be the same. So I will hang around as long as you will let me. And I never minded standing in the rain. You don't have to call me darling, darling. But you never even call me by my name. You don't have to call me Waylon Jennings. You don't have to call me Charlie Pride. You don't have to call me Merle Haggard anymore. Even though you're on my fighting side, so I will hang around as long as you will let me. And I never minded standing in the rain. You don't have to call me darling, darling. But you never even call me by my name. I've seen my name a few times in the phone book. Remember those? Or on the neon sign above the bar I used to own. But there's really just one thing I'm sure of. I'm gonna hear it when my Savior calls me home. Till then I'll hang around as long as you will let me. And I never minded standing in the rain. You don't have to call me darling, darling. But you never even call me by my name. And I said a couple of songwriters out of Chicago named Steve Goodman and John Prine wrote this song. And they thought for sure that they'd written the perfect country and western song until they got to thinking about it for a couple of days and realized they hadn't written the perfect country western song because they hadn't said a thing in the world about mama or trains or getting drunk pickups. So they sat down and wrote another verse. The song goes like this. Well, I was drunk, but my mom got out of prison. So I went to pick her up in the rain. But before I could get to the station in my pickup truck, she got ran over by a danged old train. So I will hang around as long as you will let me. And I never minded standing in the rain. You don't have to call me darling, darling. But you never even called me by my name. It's not her heart, Lord, it's her mind. She didn't mean to be unkind. She just never even called me. I wonder why you don't call me. You know, she never even called me by my name. Goodbye, darling. Well, the crops are all in and the peaches are rotten. The oranges are piled in their creosote dumps. They're flying you back to the Mexican border to pay all your money to wait back again. My father's own father, he waded that river. They took all the money he made in his life. My brothers and sisters are working the fruit trees. They rode that truck till they took down and died. Goodbye, my Juan, goodbye, Rosalita, goodbye, mi amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't need a name when you ride the big airplane, 'cause all they will call you will be deportees. Some of us are legal and others unwanted. We work contracts out and it's time to move on. It's 600 miles to the Mexican border. They chase us like outlaws, like rustlers, like thieves. We died in the hills and we died in the deserts. We died in the valleys, we died in the hills. We died in the valley, we died in the deserts. We died both sides, but we died just the same. Goodbye, Mama, goodbye, Rosalita, goodbye, mi amigos, Jesus and Maria. You won't need a name when you ride the big airplane, 'cause all they will call you will be deportees. Now the skyplane caught fire over Los Gatos Canyon. Like a fireball of lightning, it shook all the hills. Where all my friends now scattered like dry leaves. Well, the TV said they were just deportees. Is this the best way we can grow our good orchards? Is this the best way we can pick our fruit? To fall like dry leaves and swim like firewood. And the idiot said they were just deportees. Goodbye, my Juan, goodbye, Rosalita, goodbye, mi amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't need a name when you ride the big airplane, 'cause all they will call you will be deportees. Yeah, all they will call you will be deportees. Here's an old country gospel blues song. I think it's a traditional song, but I heard it first by a guy named Mississippi Fred McDowell. It's been recorded by a lot of folks since then, all kinds of versions of it. Hope you enjoy mine. It's called Jesus is on the Main Line. Now Jesus is on the main line. Tell him what you want. Jesus on the main line. Tell him what you want. Jesus on the main line. Tell him what you want. Just call him up and tell him what you want. His line ain't never busy. Tell him what you want. His line ain't never busy. Just tell him what you want. His line ain't never busy. Tell him what you want. Just call him up and tell him what you want. Well, if you're feeling down and out, tell him what you want. If you're feeling down and out, just tell him what you want. If you're feeling down and out, tell him what you want. Just call him up and tell him what you want. 'Cause Jesus is on that main line. Tell him what you want. Jesus is on the main line. Just tell him what you want. Tell Jesus is on the main line. Tell him what you want. Just call him up and tell him what you want. Cause Jesus on the main line, tell him what you want. Jesus on the main line, just tell him what you want. Jesus on the main line, tell him what you want. Just call him up and tell him what you want. Jesus on the main line, I said tell him what you want. Jesus on the main line, just tell him what you want. Now Jesus on the main line, tell him what you want. Just call him up and tell him what you want. Just call him up and tell him what you want.